author Stephanie Edwards, who's going to tell us a little bit about her new omnibus edition of her Palm Court Trilogy, which is available today on Amazon and soon at your favorite bookstores for order. My name is Ron. I'm Stephanie's husband, and we just wanted to spend some time telling her readers about this exciting new edition.
Thanks, Ron, and thanks for watching. We're so excited to be launching this trilogy today, and here's what it looks like. You can see it's a pretty thick book. Of course, if you have 3 novels under one cover, plus a lot of bonus content, it would be a big book. And I mentioned bonus content, and you may be wondering what that's like. I have a world map. I have questions for book clubs to use when they're getting together to talk about my books. And also, there are love letters between the couples who are featured in the 3 books. So that's Julia Caroline and her husband, James. Also, we have Blake and Clint. We have Brittany and Ryan. And we have Elena and Todd. So all 3 of the Nelson sisters plus their grandmother. And also we have family recipes that the girls loved when they were growing up and their grandmother made with them as kids and young teens. And of course, they also like to cook together, and they run a bed and breakfast in Isle of Palm, South Carolina. So of course, they like to cook those nice, homey, southern breakfast and desserts together, so it's a lot of fun. This has been a great journey, and I've been really excited to get to talk to my readers in various book groups, and of course my own book group that I run with Valerie Blankenship. It's called the Southern Sisters Book Group, and it's a really great place with a really great community of wonderful readers and authors.
It's excellent. So for people that have read your books previously, what different things can they expect with this trilogy edition?
Yeah, so as I was saying, there is a world map, and I thought that was one of the most important elements to add in. I know when I'm reading a book, I like to picture what the community looks like where everything's taking place. And so as an author, I thought it would be neat for readers to look and see what my vision was when I was writing. And a lot of these places that I wrote about are real, at least in some capacity. So if you've been to Isle of Palms, you might recognize certain restaurants or bars that I mentioned. Also, the recipes, of course, you know, like I said, being in the South, food is our love language. So we all love having those recipes from our grandparents and our parents. And I think it's just really special to get to show that connection between Julia and her granddaughters too.
Is there anything from the book that you'd want to share with the viewers today?
I could read the blurb.
Sure.
So the blurb on the back, so that's what you see when you're in the bookstore and you're trying to decide, well, the cover looks interesting. What's actually going on inside this book? So here's the blurb. The Nelson sisters face harrowing adventures and malevolent spirits who attempt to bring an end to their family. Will their special powers, support from the other side, and sisterly love for each other be strong enough to conquer evil? Read each of the sisters' stories to discover how she deals with the ghosts of her past. And then under the About the Author section, there's a little more about the book too, so I'll read that as well. Stephanie Edwards' books from the Palm Court Trilogy each debuted at #1 on Amazon Southern Fiction New Releases list. Now you can enjoy them all in one place and catch glimpses into the Nelson sisters' world through their love letters, memorabilia, and recipes.
Sounds like fun. So what's next for Stephanie Edwards?
So I'm working on a book that takes place in Appalachia, and it's about a young woman who leaves her big city life to come to rural Appalachia, which, of course, I grew up very close to the mountains here in Tennessee, so it's really near and dear to my heart. But the rest of the subject matter is as well, because the reason she's coming to the mountains is to work with the deaf children in that community and their parents to help them learn sign language, but also how to read and write, so that the children can go to school and they can pursue careers and just a very average, normal life like all the other kids in their community.
Well, it sounds exciting, and I'm sure your readers can't wait to learn more about that over the coming months.
Yeah, I'm excited to share. So if you're interested in learning more, you can always go to my website, which is StephEdwardsWrites.com. Again, that's StephEdwardsWrites.com. Or you can go to Facebook, and you can find me at Facebook.com/StephEdwardsWrites. Thank you all so much for all of your support, and please stay in touch. Thank you all. Bye.